Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 94 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because this is Gothic horror, there may be some things that come up to a line for some people, such as blood, gore, body horror, talk of abuse and trauma, child endangerment, and other such things. If anything comes up to a line for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So where last we left off, the group faced in the old ruins of Pinprick three frost druids, apparently in the thrall of Gryla, who attempted to take Brennan, the frost hexblood, away from them. Through various forms of new magic that they had discovered and developed, they managed to kill each and every one of them. The battle took a while, but they managed. During the night, Belladonna came to Percy and informed him that because one of the chains had fallen, one of them had retreated back into the domain that he had created, known as Basilica, whereas Kull the shaman stayed on the outside and is planning on killing them at some point, most likely by surprise. The plan, of course, being if they die to Kull the shaman, problem is solved. St. Peleus can leave Basilica. If not, they have no way of getting into Basilica, or at least he thinks there's no way of them getting into Basilica. And so the chain remains. They need to break all of the chains so that Tharizdun can be pushed back to the void. After waking up, they finally made their way, uneventfully, all the way up to Lockjaw, where they found that seemingly Yakfolk in colorful tents had set up at the base of the mountain. They went into the frostbitten fist to find the proprietors, who had been very badly wounded some years ago and bore quite a few battle scars, told them that the Yakfolk were about to hold a vigil, whereupon they heard a great horn sound off. So we start just outside of the Frostbitten Fist, where you all are presumably heading over to the large tents where the Yakfolk are, where you begin to hear a sort of mooing sound that slowly turns into singing. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think,
What the fuss is about.
yeah, Percy is a grave cleric, so he's particularly accustomed to religious ceremonies to do with death. So I don't know, can I sort of approach and I mean, but I'm probably not accustomed to this religion, so don't
No.
really know how insightful I can be here. But I don't know, just approach respectfully, I suppose.
All right. So as you approach, I'm also assuming most of you are following Percy as he just begins to quietly approach the Yakfolk. You notice the Yakfolk are all leaving their tents, and they're all holding various items of some kind. Some of them are holding seashells, large seashells that appear to be filled with water. Some of them are holding lit candles. Some of them are holding crystals or rocks, just plain rocks. Others are holding things like feathers or fans. You also notice that the long sort of strings that connect all of the tops of the tents have colorful little pennants with geometric designs all over them that are flapping in the breeze. As you walk in, there seems to be a few other people that seem to be from the Lockjaw village that have come. They're kind of standing at the back very reverently and not really closely interacting. They seem to be just there for moral support of some kind. But you aren't shoved away. You aren't pushed away. You aren't discouraged from getting closer. And it seems they have brought out what appears to be their leader, dressed in brilliant red fabric with a variety of geometric patterns on it, many tassels and ropes tied, a lot of furs. It's very almost sort of Mongolian or Tibetan style dress, as well as the tents and the patterns and all of those things. They lay this body out on a stretcher in front of an altar that seems to be on almost like a litter of some kind. It's a covered box with doors that have been opened. And inside, there are various things. There's bottles of what appear to be water, seashells, feathers, rocks, candles that have all been delicately lit, bowls of what look like sand and ash, various different things all arranged around statues of Yakfolk, not defined in any kind of way, but definitely Yakfolk in shape. And they are all singing. Percy, if you'd like to make me an Arcana check, you may.
Oh dear. I'll do my best. I have a +2.
Oh,
I'm gonna guidance myself.
sounds good.
That is a 17.
Ooh, 17. So it seems that there is a single person who is, as they are singing, they're also making hand gestures and laying their hands on the body. You, even though it is not in the style that you would do this or sort of the words that you would use, you do actually recognize this is a gentle repose spell that's being cast on this body.
I was gonna offer to cast that, and I was gonna try to be my nice thing I did, but that's fine. Amazing.
And so that seems to be what they're doing. And all of these yak folk are standing around and they are all singing, holding these sort of objects in their hands. This probably lasts for about 10 minutes before a sort of final prayer is said and everyone goes back, begins milling around or going back into their tents, taking the objects with them. The priest and some of big guards pick up the sort of stretcher with the body on it and walk it back to one of their tents. And everything goes back to normal. The Gothians that were there seem to turn and they nod, and it looks like some of them kind of like pat the shoulders of the yak folk as they head back to Lockjaw. But everything seems to go back to normal.
Are these yak folk in the sense that they just like herd yak, or do they actually like are they yak minotaur people?
They are basically yak minotaur people.
Okay.
They are literally like 8-foot tall, fuzzy yak people with horns.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. I'm just gonna lean over to Arthur and be like, I wonder how much their horns would go for.
Well, I've seen bigger on much more interesting beasts than those.
I think they have flammable fur.
To be made that someone would have found it already.
Oh, just once, can we not discuss murdering the people we're here to talk to? And I will.
I didn't say anything about
aggressive.
I'm just talking about the material they have.
I mean, there's already a corpse here. We might as well put it to use.
Right. I guess I'll go after the person who cast the spell on the body.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I can hear you through my entire apartment, so keep talking.
Okay, so you go after this sort of shaman person, and he turns to you. Oh, hello. I'm assuming you don't speak our language.
Correct. That was a lovely ceremony. I'm so sorry for your loss.
It has been quite a hard loss. It's not often that, of course, the Sarina dies so suddenly.
The Sarina, is that an important figure for you?
Yes, she is the one who leads us.
Oh, wow, I'm very sorry.
That is all I can do.
Well,
Well,
we were hoping to learn a bit from you. So we've been sent here from Darkmoor to try to help deal with the hag problem up here.
oh, good. They have been preventing us from properly performing our burial rites for months. Our Sarina died about 6 months ago. We have not been able to bury her. Our traditions dictate that we must commune with the ancestors. Her ancestors, their place of communion is a great tree on the slope of the mountain. However, it is on the other side. The way that the mountain range forms, it is impossible to get there without climbing that mountain. The hags have taken over it. Every time we try and go up it, great snowstorms come down from the mountain and biting cold winds that even us, as densely furred as we are, can't stand it. Many have, well, not many, but a few have died to the cold winds. Without the communion, we are unable to bury her. Without burying her, we cannot choose a new Sar or Sarina, and without a new Sar or Sarina, we cannot go where the ancestors will us to go. We are cut off from them.
Let's see. Well,
This has been months.
I hold great respect for the traditions of burial, and it's my hope that we'll be able to help you. You said that none of you have directly faced the hags. It's just they create such harsh conditions it's impossible to reach them.
Yes. It seems to be their great power. They have frozen the land. They have whipped up unnatural storms of ice. Even the townspeople can't go up them.
I
It's
see.
been causing much pain and misery. The crops have been failing for quite some time around here. They're still able to eat, but there have been close calls.
Right. Is there anything else you could tell us about the hags before we venture up the mountain?
To murder them.
Are they up the mountain? The hags?
Presumably, yes. Sometimes they leave the mountain. They go somewhere else. It's unknown where they go or what they do, but it might be best to prepare yourselves to go up there. We do not know what is up there. It might be best to take some time, prepare yourselves, form a battle plan if this is what you must do. These are not creatures you can simply go up against. They are tricksy. They have minions, servants. They've been harassing us with them for months, trying to break our vigils and rituals that we must perform. They are hell to us, a thorn in our sides and a thorn to the sides of the villagers.
If you fuzzy Yakfolk are having trouble making it through that kind of cold, how are we supposed to make it through that? I mean, I don't have nearly as much fur.
And I'm from the desert.
I do not know. Perhaps they won't see you. We are quite large and we go up in procession. We must, as tradition dictates. Perhaps only a small group of you going up quickly, quietly, might be able to escape their gaze. We, however, and he kind of looks around at the giant Yakfolk covered in bells and ropes and giant furs and
Makes a lot of
carrying
noise.
litters of shrines and things like that. We have had quite the time.
Fair enough. Quiet I can do, I suppose.
That is good.
What sort of minions have exactly should we look forward to?
Undead. They seem to be able to call
That'd be-
forth bodies from the ground.
Easy.
The unnatural, deathly magic. We have very little to combat it. We don't study it. We reject it. It's unnatural. But they use it all the same.
Amen. I mean, what?
Fortunately for you, this one here has a particular thorn in his side about the undead. It's made him rather efficient in killing them.
Yeah, I think they smell terrible.
Good. They do indeed smell terrible. So far, it has only been small humans, but it's unclear if they have other things up their sleeves. If they can conjure such terrible storms, they must have other things under their control.
Oh, I don't know, Lark. Do you think the horrible hags have any other tricks up their sleeve?
Well, I mean, probably. They are a coven of entrenched hags who have been here for who knows how long? Do any of you know how long these hags have been here?
They
Oh.
were here when we arrived. They had been there for months, years, possibly. We have not needed to return here since the Sarina had been alive.
Hmm.
We only travel to these places to commune with the dead, to properly bury our Sars and Sarinas, and since they live to old ages, oftentimes we don't find our way back to these sites for years, possibly even decades.
I mean, an entire tribe of people suffering because of their actions is like candy to hags, so not surprising exactly. But
Then,
we do.
well, that makes sense. They must also have knowledge of our traditions. It's clear we've worn out our welcome. The townsfolk will not directly attack us, but our forced, due to tradition, morning, noon, and night rituals are not exactly quiet. Our tradition is we do a ritual the morning after the death, the noon after the death, and the dusk after the death. They're then watched over for the night, and in the morning we bury them. Since we cannot bury them, we must repeat morning, noon, and night. We have been singing over her body for months.
She's looking very good for a month's old corpse.
We have our magic.
Can we use her skin?
Hmm.
With
He
the
kind
fur.
of looks very offended by this. Like, you don't even need to make an insight roll. Just
All right.
No.
Thank you so much for your help. I think we should probably be on our way.
No, I
well,
want to yak. I want to
have
yak.
my duties to attend to. And he slips into the tent.
Really? We have her skin? Really? Is that just... I cannot handle you guys
Oh well,
today.
I meant to ask. Can I have her coat? Can I have her fur?
That's the same question, Rerek.
It wasn't me this time.
I mean, oh god, what's the desert Rerek's from again? Gyptia.
Gyptia.
Do you often skin each other and wear each other around in Gyptia? I mean, it sounds fashionable to me. I mean, honestly, Rerek, you'd make a fine pair of boots. But
No.
No, but we don't need to wear much. So
I mean, still though, when you're dead, can I make you into boots?
sure,
How about a handbag?
sure.
I mean, you'll have plenty left over after the boots.
I know. I'm gonna make matching sets for me and my siblings.
In my culture, when we die, we go to the field of reeds using our physical body, and then we go there. So I won't have any skin for you.
So I have to go to this field of reeds to get your skin.
I don't know if this is what Egyptian actually has. I'm just referring to actually Egyptian religion.
Yeah, I did kind of base it off that. You would believe in the field of reeds. It is believed that the river that runs through, that's kind of the stand-in for the Nile, the river Illis, extends into a demiplane called the Duat, which is kind of the Egyptian in this universe Shadowfell equivalent.
We all just know that.
That then leads to the field of reeds, and when you die, your soul gets on a boat. The boat goes through it. It also has the 12 houses of night that you would go through to the field of reeds.
Snake and the giant snake.
Yeah, that's there as well. And so then you would end up in the field of reeds, where you would then live forever, provided that your body is well maintained. If your body falls apart, you begin to fade. That's why they mummify people.
You really can't have my leather because we get mummified.
I mean,
everybody gets mummified.
Most people who have enough money get mummified.
And we're rich, bitch.
Oh, so it's an afterlife for rich people.
Yeah.
There are ways around it, particularly through the use of things called
My
shop
family
teas,
has a giant pyramid for a tomb.
Lark's just gonna be like, oh, you silly mortals worrying about death and what happens to your souls and your bodies.
Okay.
Follow up, or was that it?
What?
You were just, well, I mean, usually you like shit on mortals for a second and then expound, but this time you just kind of said, yeah,
I mean, your entire existence is enough of things shitting on you half the time, so why do I need to add to it?
Personality.
I mean, Arthur, you're getting crow's feet. I'm watching time ravage you in real time. And I look as beautiful as the day I bloomed still.
Can't possibly be true. I'm only 24.
Y'all look weird to me.
I mean, really, you should. There's a recipe for an eye compress that I got off of a hag back at my home.
Is it made from eyes?
Not eyes. It's just made from the fat of virgin sheep,
See, okay.
mixed with the tears of a mermaid.
So does anybody have any idea how the hell we're gonna get up this mountain?
Wait, are we heading that way now? Were we walking that way when we're all talking about all this?
Well, I think we need to prepare first. I don't think we're just walking up the mountain. But
yeah, I still don't have my yak jacket.
We've been going all day, right? Like this is the night. This was the evening.
I think it's the morning right now.
It's just afternoon.
Oh,
because they had their noontime vigil, and then they'll have another vigil in the evening before everyone goes to sleep.
Cool.
I mean, do we really need that many supplies when Percy can just shit out a cathedral whenever he needs now?
Well, I mean...
Will there be bourbon in the cathedral?
Though, admittedly, that probably would attract a lot of attention.
Probably.
Also, yes.
Why don't...
Bourbon. I mean...
First thing I want to do, just to see if we can get a gauge on how far away we're going to have to walk up a mountain. I want to try to cast Find the Path.
And if we can have like some sort of like...
Finds the path. I think that only works if you have something from that location.
I mean, we have Brennan.
The yak people would right?
Wouldn't we have some sort of trinket from the druid ladies that attacked us? They're from there.
Can we ask the yak people for items from the mountain? Aren't they from there?
Wait, the Sarina's corpse. She's from this mountain.
Yeah. Oh, we can get our jacket.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh.
it's a location you're familiar with. First of all.
Yes.
So the corpse is not going to help anything. It's just going to
No,
be
it is not.
of a sacred right.
Really, if you had maybe like a branch from the tree they were talking about, or some rocks from the mountaintop, or something along those lines, that would be the best item for that spell.
We can't
It's a
just
really
use
bizarre
Brennan.
No, because Brennan
He's
was
like
not
their
born.
baby.
He hasn't been to the mountain though. He never
Okay.
was at the mountain. He
Well, I
lived in
guess we're just gonna
Darkmoor
wander
and
up a mountain
Pinprick.
then.
Well, I mean, Percy,
Well,
can't you?
we have. Wait, can't you do that like eyeball thing?
What about the what's her face? Saint Freya, the angry ice saint. Isn't she up here with her what were they? The
Well,
Yetis.
the Yetis went to go deal with the hags and haven't come back.
Yes, I mean,
abominable snow mine.
can't you just like, I don't know, waggle your fingers and get Saint Hypatia to send Saint Freya over and tell you how to get up the mountain?
Yeah, I've talked to Saint Hypatia once. I don't think we were quite on the level of me waggling my finger and telling her what to do.
I mean, she was
You can
very apologetic about her
try.
inactivity before, so I'm just saying you might as well use that to your advantage and try to milk a few favors out of her.
Can we at least get something to eat if we're going to bicker soon?
Didn't we just have breakfast? Why are you so hungry all the time?
What? That
He's a
was
growing boy.
3 hours ago. You kidding? 4 squares. And sometimes circles. Plates.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Is this a Lord of the Rings reference?
Yeah. So what? Yeah, I was thinking maybe Rerek could scout ahead with his arcane eye.
Oh yeah, and I can find out how far and how long it'll take us to get there.
Because the eye has to physically move that
Yeah.
distance.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like this for like a while.
I mean,
I love
it's
how
not like
you actually make a pyramid over your third
Yeah, because
eye.
I mean, that would actually be kind of cool, like if you like flavor wise cast it as a ritual and you're just like literally sitting there like the whole time, like
I mean, if you want to do that, you can. It'll take a very long time. Probably the spell will probably run out before you'd even reach the top of the mountain.
Probably, but I think it can run on concentration as long as I don't stop. Let me see.
It will eventually end.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have an hour before it just ends itself.
so
Yeah,
we really
You can concentrate on the full hour. So it's probably going to take more than an hour to get up the mountain. Generally takes a few
Might as
hours to get
well.
up a mountain.
Go for it.
Also, you are far away from the mountain. Probably half a mile from the mountain. This village is close to the mountain, but it isn't directly under the mountain. So you'd have to go half a mile and then up the mountain. And at that point, most of the spell is probably gone. But it is possible if you want to walk that half a mile to the base of the mountain and then.
Man, I probably should have picked a better spell to find our way to places. What was that spell that I saw? It was.
I mean, clairvoyance works.
Yeah,
Clairvoyance has a range of a mile, but it's a fixed point.
Do I have that?
I wish I would have taken
I don't have it.
I kind of am butthurt that I didn't take spellcasting, the rogue. What's the rogue spellcasting one?
Oh, the arcane trickster.
Yeah, they like because I was remembering like the memory thread spell, and I was almost like, okay, what if like we could pull the memory of the hag out of Brennan and then use locate person to find the, you know what I mean?
Oh, the one from Ravnica.
Right.
We can get closer to the location, and then the closer we get, I can probably do like locate creature.
Okay, creature only has a range of like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, but like we can move closer to where we're supposed to go, like a general direction, and then
Yeah,
I
but it's
think
still like a whole mountain we're going up.
Mountains tend to be like
they're not.
15,000 feet tall. So you get like 1/15 of the mountain. And also isn't it blocked by like running water?
Mm-mm.
Or is that only
Oh
locate
yeah,
plant and animal?
yeah.
Oh,
And then if there's like a direct path, if there's like a block, like a 10 feet
Yeah, it's
block.
not as good as it sounds.
I mean, we can keep sitting here twiddling our thumbs, or
exactly.
we could get prepared and maybe even have a distraction to keep the hags occupied.
What
Oh,
if we
Such as
get them
what?
to come here instead?
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there that the Yakfolk, they just seem to love stopping them from
No.
getting any further up the mountain. So if the Yakfolk go one way and we go
We're not
another, then
sacrificing the Yakfolk to the hags.
maybe a few die. What's it in the long run? They'll kill a lot more people if we leave them there than just a what? They've lost what? They said
Uh,
a few. What's a few?
no,
We're
no.
not sacrificing the Yakfolk.
More importantly, the hags already know that the Yak folk have stopped trying to climb the mountain. At this point, it will be odd for them to do so and may alert them that something is off.
But you mortals, when you get desperate, you do such dumb things. If we convince them and give them enough gusto to do it, it'll throw the hags off perfectly.
Hmm.
We're not sacrificing the Yakfolk.
I mean, I just think we could put it to a vote, maybe.
Eh. No, I think it'll cause. I think it's more trouble than it's worth.
Oh, I mean, okay, that's one no. Rerek,
Two no's, and
two no's.
and
Rerek,
also
We
Ed and Brennan are here. What do you think, guys?
Um.
Our
I
cardboard cutout friends. Wow.
yeah, I know they haven't spoken. They've been very quiet.
Yeah.
Brennan definitely kind of sheepishly raises his hand and goes, "Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice the Yak folk. No."
Oh. Okay.
And then Ed, yes, real fucking dumb. Like real dumb.
Okay.
how is it dumb to throw someone else in the fire while we sneak around it? You're
Oh.
all
Not
acting
everybody is a selfish asshole, Lark.
you're all acting morally superior when I found the way to keep us the safest and most alive.
Yes, I
You have
am
a better
acting morally.
idea?
I am far morally superior to you, Lark. It's a very low bar.
Do you know how many times it would have been very easy to just throw a few people overboard to make the ship go faster or get rid of pirates or other things like that, but we didn't do it? A lot.
All right, ladies, fight nice.
It's a
That was
fight.
Ed
How do you fight
speaking.
nice?
We need to get our asses up this mountain.
Yeah.
None of this is helping. Let's just start moving.
Mm,
I guess.
I mean, unless anybody has any better ideas that don't relate to the one we just discussed that we're not doing.
Do you have any wizard spells you could look at for staying warm, Rerek?
that's what I was wondering. Or I can probably, I don't have one, but I can probably like. hmm, Let me see.
Yay, con saves.
Hmm. I'm burning hands. You want me to hold my hand
Nope.
the whole time?
That's a hard
Okay.
pass.
well,
Maybe we just cast it and just hold them near space.
It's only going to work in short bursts if it works at all.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a joke.
Oh, wait, I have continual flame.
It does
It
not
doesn't
produce heat.
heat. I was looking at that too.
I know, they specified that so quick.
You know what produces heat? Exercise.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll keep us nice and toasty.
A lot of them are like static. We can't really like walk with them.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
That is a problem.
Mm-hmm. So we've all established. Are we done establishing that this is crap and everybody hates it?
Mhm.
We're gonna
I
do
think
it.
we're there, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm. Let me keep looking and then I'll see if I can.
You're gonna he's leafing through his spell book. God,
Yeah.
I mean, I had an idea, but a
You
bunch
had
of
you had a
strangers are
bad
more
idea.
important than us. Oh, it's only bad because you still think like a mortal, Percy.
I
for the
think
record,
I'll probably be thinking like a mortal for the rest of my life.
I just don't smart move.
I agree. It's too risky.
All right, I guess we're just gonna walk up a mountain and
Yep.
hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. I got a couple swigs left. Anybody need? Nope.
It's all
Cheers.
yours, champ.
We at least
Yeah, you
have
already
like
put your lips all over the
winter gear
bottle.
from before we left, right? Like we picked up winter gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe? I don't remember.
I don't remember buying
I feel
nothing.
like I remember saying we were doing a supply run before we left.
I think you
I
all
feel
just
like
got
I remember
food.
saying that.
Mm.
I
Well,
do.
then I guess we have to get winter gear.
That might be smart. It might have been smart to. I don't. Well, I guess no. The yaks probably wouldn't need anything like that, would they?
Well, I'm sure the humans do, so we can go talk to them. And we can just go say we buy some coats. Like,
Yep.
Is it gonna be a yak coat?
No, it is not a yak coat.
I mean, I have my
Um,
cloak, but
It is mountain goat fur. So it is still thick, but it is mountain goat fur. Um, they are very heavy. Um, but it will keep you warm.
okay.
Let me look at the collection of names that I pulled in case I needed an NPC.
So we're heading into Lockjaw proper then, doing a
Yes. Yeah,
sup-
so a lot of the buildings in Lockjaw, they're only about 2 stories high. Nothing too spectacular. There's no paved roads, there's no flagstones. It's all dirt paths and cow paths. There's a lot of goat. There's also a lot of goat cheese, goat milk stuff. Um, the fields are small. They don't really have a windmill. It's probably just enough for these people to get by, and they probably rely on things like goat meat and um, chicken and other things like that a lot more than they rely on like wheat or anything like that. Um, there are a few stone wells around where they would get their water. Um, a lot of the people just seem real dour. They also seem real beat up. Lots of scars, few people missing limbs. Um, the woman that you buy a coat from, just like the proprietor of the Frostbitten Fist, is missing an eye, but she's rather chipper. Her name is Daria, and she's rather chipper, blonde, human, who graciously sells you the coats. They're not very expensive. It's probably about maybe a gold for all of them. She does have a very hard time finding one for you, Lark, just because you're so small. She ends up giving you a child-sized um collection of coats and things that are still a bit too big because you're only 2 feet high. So it's kind of like you're swallowed by all this fabric and there's no good way to poke your wings out. But it's something.
while we're here, perhaps something for Jasmine and maybe some snowshoes.
Yeah, I will say it's an
Those
extra
must be
gold for snowshoes for everyone. Um, and they don't really have like,
even just a fur I could throw over her.
yeah, she's like, I don't really have thing for animal. The rug, and she just tosses a rug over Jasmine. And it just kind of drapes. Does drag the ground a little bit unless you kind of like fold it up or pin it in place, but it'll
Yeah, let's say I
suffice.
like grabbed a little leather thong or something I had from skinning something and just tied it up in the front or something real quick.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, with a bit of poking and prodding with like your dagger and things like that, you're able to fashion it into like a real makeshift cloak for Jasmine. It's a pretty heavy rug. It's not a fur rug. It's but it is a pretty heavy goat fur yarn rug that's been dyed sort of red as well. Um
Oh,
Red
she's
seems to be a very easy color to dye things up here. But yeah, she has a red rug kind of pinned around her. And she just gives you that for free. She's like, you've already paid enough.
oh
Rug is free.
Nice.
well. Hopefully we don't die. Maybe we'll see you again.
I
And she
have
kind of
two
nods.
spells. None of them help with the cold, but like one is teleport and one is clairvoyance. Should
You
I
got
prepare?
teleport?
Should I prepare both? The thing with teleport is I should know where we're going and I should be familiar
Oh, yeah.
for better success.
It's a disaster if you don't.
Yeah. Um, they're on my spell book, but they're not prepared.
Right.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. You could end up just anywhere.
Yeah,
Just
teleport is
anywhere.
like
I didn't
there's
realize
like mishap,
people,
similar
like,
area, off target, and on target.
that is
Oh, yeah. Because you wouldn't know where you're going,
Exactly.
mishap is almost inevitable. You have to be super lucky to get exactly where you want to go. And you don't even know what's up that mountain.
And I
Yeah.
saw other teleportation type of magic, like the gate, and then there's like a circle, like a permanent circle that we could use. But I've never been to the freaking mountain.
And they might not have one up there. You would know that the Academy of the Midnight Arts has several teleportation circles, one of which I think you have seen,
Mhm.
as well as the Royal Academy in Gyptia has several. The lab on
Oh, I can
in
prop up.
the Dark House in the Krutzwald estate has a permanent teleportation circle. And I
Yes.
will say you've seen most of your university ones, one of the ones in the Academy of the Midnight Arts, and the one in the Krutzwald estate.
Y'all, we can go there if we want. Actually, it's funny because I just got the teleport disappeared after leveling up. It's like the latest one. Then I made sure to get it, but I haven't prepared it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have clairvoyance also.
Man.
Yeah, though that's what I got.
Meh. I mean, it's not really going to help us until we get there. Like,
Mhm.
if it's really helpful at all, it'd be very useful for surveillance, but we're really not aiming for that. We're gonna go to kill them.
It's good for escape. Okay.
True. You do have quite a few like ripcord spells.
Mm-hmm.
What
Lark's
would
just
it
gonna I'm gonna fly over and be like, Percy, be a peach, and I hand him a knife and be like, cut me out some wing holes, darling.
Okay, here you go.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
why do you get why do you need
I want to see if he ruins the coat.
It's gonna be. That's a 16.
Okay. They're a little bit larger and they've started to fray. It's not the cleanest cut through this very, very thick fabric. Especially not with a knife that wasn't really made to cleanly and nicely cut fabric. But there are 2 wing holes, and the wings come out and have a full range of motion.
Even though we have established that I don't need to flap them to fly, it just feels unnatural to tuck them.
Exactly.
He likes to let it all hang out.
But we need to spread them to at least float. So my
Yeah,
wings
we'll
are the
say
only
that they
things
have
I've
to be
spread
open
for
in
time.
order to get benefit from them,
Yeah.
but you don't need to flap them.
Fair enough.
Very light.
Everybody all settled then?
Yep.
This is like the most layers of clothing Lark has ever worn in his existence.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, they're not.
It's a
It's not
lot
a
of
sheer
fur.
backless number and a pair of pants anymore.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Weird seeing you kind of like all covered up like that. You look
Right.
like a newborn babe.
I mean, I do look the way that I looked when I bloomed, so
No. You looked when you were all bundled up like that without your wings sticking out. That kind of ruins it.
I'll have you know there's nothing wrong with my wings. They're an envious shade where I'm from.
Okay. Ruins the illusion of a human babe. Can we go?
Well, I mean, if they think I'm a human baby, the hags might try to eat me.
You don't look like a baby.
Don't
he
you
have
have a beard canonically?
He has like a scruffy beard and a full mustache and like
from behind? I mean, I don't know.
Is
long.
that how dwarf babies look
Wrapped
like
up
though?
in the thing. Oh, it's
Dwarf babies are not born with beards, but they are very good at growing them as they get older. So your plan is to literally just go up the mountain right now.
Yeah, we have no plan.
Hey, sounds good.
Off we trot.
You walk the half mile or so to the base of the mountain. The trees get thinner as you go. You begin your ascent. At first, it's pretty easy walking over pretty flat ground, only a few rises here and there, lovely low grade ramps as you slowly go up. As you get higher and higher, you begin to see shrines. They're shaped like Yakfolk. And across them are across a small window is copper grating. That seems to be a door with a hinge that swings open. And inside are things like bottles of water and seashells, candles, feathers, fans, rocks, crystals, the like. As you get higher up the mountain, the winds begin to pick up. Snow begins to fall and accumulate. Rocks begin to get slippery. Something is definitely up. The weather is picking up too fast to be natural. Clouds seem to be rolling outward from the top of the mountain. The howling winds pick up quite a bit. And soon, it's very hard to see through the snow. It's falling so hard and so fast, and the wind is cutting through you. All of your exposed skin, you definitely feel it begin to freeze. Brennan doesn't seem to be that affected by it. He seems to walk unhindered by the ice, but you all begin to slow down. With the exception of Lark, of course, who is flying, but the wind is making it actually kind of hard to fly. You are surprisingly beginning to wobble in the air a bit as the wind begins to buffet you this way and that way. You're still able to stay up, but it's getting harder and harder. The storm is getting more and more violent.
I'll be
And
using my fire breath every now and then.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
You do have a little. I'll say you're able to create a little tiny spark. You won't need to use your breath weapon,
Yeah,
because that is a
just enough to
15-foot cone of destruction. Just like, and it is keeping you a little warmer than the others, but it is still bitingly cold, horrifically cold.
Hmm.
And as you begin climbing more harsh, steeper cliffs, out of nowhere. Let me check for a moment. Two bluish bolts, icy cold, come hurtling out from the snow, smashing into the rocks, sending them flying, tumbling, showering you with dust and ice. And you hear a voice call out, "Stop right there!" At first, you feel this voice is familiar, oddly familiar. And Brennan looks up in surprise and just goes, "Mom?"
I'm sorry. What?
You do recognize this voice now.
Mommy?
It's Felicity Munster's voice.
Holy shit! She's alive!
Standing, as you gaze through the fog and the snow, standing atop an outcropping, not too far away, definitely far enough away, but close enough, is a woman dressed in the exact same clothes that Felicity was when you killed her. In fact, there is still an arrow sticking out of her chest from when you shot her, except this time her eyes are glowing blue. Her flesh is frostbitten.
Undead.
And she
That's not
stares at you and just repeats, "Stop right there. You're not going any farther." And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, before we
undead.
left town, I'm gonna do my sorcery point trick.
Of
So that I have
course.
like 14 plus 5 plus, so 14 plus 8 puts
Ooh.
me at 22.
All right. And making. Oh, okay.
Sorcery points. My initiative
Yes.
roll is only a 9.
9
18
for Lark,
Arthur.
18 for Arthur.
Initiative. Look.
Brennan got a 4.
Brennan got a 4. Oh, shoot.
Rerek got a 6.
Rerek got a 6.
It's 12 for Percy and 14 for Ed.
Oh, crap. One moment. I gotta pull another book, regrettably, and make more initiative rolls. I thought I had all the creatures out. I did not. Where'd my pencil go? Okay. And how much? Oh, okay. And then rolls for them. That's not great. And that one. Not great either. So, first up is Felicity with Arthur on deck. And then Ed. So, yeah, she is going to unleash another 2 bolts of this bluish energy, and she is going to aim them directly at you, Arthur, because of course she is. That one is a miss. Does a 16 hit you?
It do not.
All right, she misses, one of which you dodge very easily out of the way, the other one smashing ice on the cliffside. And she lowers her hand. And so next up is you, Arthur.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he's gonna Hunter's Mark. Nope, actually, hang on. Let me double check my features because I always forget about the. Oh, and I. Okay, sharpshooter is, yeah, that's that one. You can choose penalties. The aim is the bonus action.
Yes.
That is advantage. Yeah, actually, we're gonna do that. We're going to steady aim sharpshooter, dragon wing bow.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so advantage. Okay, and that is an 18.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and then so we've got this guy. And then we have 2d6 fire. We have 2d6 sneak attack. And then I'm assuming she's undead.
Yes, she is undead.
Okay, so then that's what? I think it's an extra 4. It's just straight up an extra 4.
Yes.
Okay, so 16, 17, 33, 4, total of 37 points, unless you need anything split out.
Nope.
Okay, and then so that's my bonus action. That's my action. I cannot move because I use steady aim.
Correct.
How far she away is?
Probably about 70 feet, but she is also up a sort of craggy outcropping, so it would be very hard to get up to her.
Okay, but I mean, so Jasmine has a climb speed though. So like if she dashed, do you think she could make it?
What's her climb speed?
Let me see here. So I mean, ground wise, she's got 50, I think. Jasmine, yes, 50 feet. Climb is 40.
Climb is 40.
Huh?
I would say yes, she would be able to make it up to Felicity if she dashed.
Hmm. You know what? Okay, actually, can I just have her get all the way up to like the base of the cliff to like maybe prepare a pounce for the next go round?
Sure.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go for that then, and we'll call me good.
All right. So next up is Ed.
Cool. Ed is gonna cast. Let's just say call. No, we'll start lighter than that. We'll just do
I forgot
Uh-oh.
sharpshooter damage.
Your what damage?
I forgot my sharpshooter damage.
Oh, and that's
10.
just a flat 10?
Straight up 10. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Okay, so she is a little lower, but not by much. She's still up and kicking.
Party.
let's do thunderclap.
Oh.
Oh
Also,
wait, no, that's not cantrip. I was reading the wrong one. I meant thunder wave.
Thunderwave is directly in front of you.
Oh, never mind.
You can't Thunderwave far away. Does he have Shatter? I thought he had Shatter.
He does.
You could Shatter. You might want to look at the distance, though.
Yeah.
Because she is 70 feet away, which means he may have to move.
Do call lightning.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. He raises his hands, and the storm clouds seem to whip themselves up, and you see blue lightning crackling inside of the cloud. Are you able to strike, or is it only cast?
It says when you cast the spell, choose a point you can see under the cloud. Bolt of lightning. So I think it's the same turn, yeah.
All right, yep.
So it's a dex save. DC 15.
Oh, yeah, she fails that. She is not expecting a lightning bolt directly above her head.
Cool. So it's 3d10 lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that is 20 lightning damage.
20 lightning damage. She is struck by this lightning, surprised that it just came out of the sky. Yep. That made the math easy. Is that everything from Ed's turn?
Yeah, I think his only bonus action is close range, so I think he's done.
All right. So next up is you, Percy,
Cool.
and then other things.
Ooh, other things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have eyebrows, but I'm wiggling.
Percy is, of course, gonna bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, and I think Spiritual Weapon only has the range of 60 feet, so I might have to move 10 feet closer to the lady.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I'll probably do that. We'll cast it at 4th level, so it does extra
Ooh.
damage. Oh wait, yeah, so 4th level, it has to be 4th level. And that's gonna be a 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And then it's gonna be how much damage? Oh, plus my spellcasting ability modifier, so that is 15 force damage.
All right. Yeah, she is not doing so hot.
And I get to use a cantrip still, so I'm gonna
Oh, yes.
use. I'm assuming she probably resists necrotic damage, so I'm going to do. You know what? Hell, why not? I'm gonna do lightning lure. Oh wait, no, Jasmine just ran up. I don't want to fuck Jasmine up.
Nope.
I'll try to do lightning lure, then try to yank her off the rock.
All right. What saving throw is that? Or is it an attack roll?
I think it's a saving throw.
It's got to be a saving
Let
throw.
me check.
Are you close enough to lightning?
Oh
lure?
no, it is a 15-foot radius, so no, I'm not nearly close enough. I'll just do a standard Sacred Flame. It's a dex save. DC 19.
Oh, she rolled a 20, so she just
Rip.
moves her shoulder and the sacred flame sails past her off into the snow. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Fail sauce.
Yes.
Nice aim,
All right.
Percy.
So,
I guarantee you're gonna miss at least one Eldritch Blast, Lark.
Yes, but I have so many more of them than you do.
so Felicity, standing on the cliff, shouts, "Get the rest of them, but leave my baby!" And out of the snow, seemingly out of nowhere, towards you, Arthur, appears before you Matthew Munster. His skin has been savagely burned to the point where his mouth is sealed shut with scar tissue. His eyes burn with a cold blue flame, and he holds a serrated bread knife. Seemingly appearing out of nowhere, he's going to take 2 wild swipes at you.
Oh, I don't
Probably
think.
going to miss because I'm terrible at rolling.
I didn't think I was going to get to kill his ass twice.
Is he after Ed?
What?
What? Ed went like 2 turns ago.
Oh shit. I wasn't
Does a
paying-
23 hit you?
Come on now.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Whatever. I'm not gonna write
All
that.
right, so that's going to be a few things. That's going to be
Wait,
8
Is-
points of slashing damage.
is this just a swing straight up?
Yeah, just straight up a knife
Okay.
attack.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
was
straight
gonna
up knife attack.
Never mind. So how many points of damage? I'm sorry.
8 points of slashing damage plus, oh god, that's a lot.
And I was already at 65. I forgot to heal anything.
But we got a long rest, didn't we?
Yep.
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be at
Mhm.
4 hit points.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me put
And
that.
15 points of necrotic damage.
So 8 and 15.
Uh-huh. Wait. Oh, wait, what? Let me see. Ah, okay. So he's going to make another swipe at you.
Okay.
And totally misses.
Sweet.
Yep. Yep, and that's it. And the next thing, it's actually going to be appearing from the snow again behind all of you is a familiar looking creature. A large dog with a strange human face appears in the snow behind you, and it lets out a horrifying yowl that echoes across the landscape. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is the creature aberrant or undead?
You don't know.
No, I mean it's relevant for the saving throw.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was relevant for the saving throw.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
They're my favorite enemies, so I have advantage against
Right.
their abilities. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you said,
I rolled 15, but I have a +1
oh god,
on save. Oh shit.
I rolled a 2,
5.
so
I saw that.
I rolled was a 2, but I had the +3, so
yeah. I don't
Alright.
get plus anything to
All
wisdom.
right,
so I got a
it's
Brennan and
21 for
Ed.
Percy and 26 for Ed.
oh, wise one.
We clerics, baby.
And so Brennan and I think it's just Brennan
Oh yeah, sorry.
that needs to make the saving throw.
Brennan. Wisdom.
He's a cleric. He should be good at this too.
Yeah. 12.
Oh, Brennan.
Oh no. Okay,
Baby
so
boy.
Brennan, Arthur, and Lark are all frightened of this thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's actually the end of its turn.
It does. Never mind. Sorry.
It's not aberrant or
Mhm.
undead. So
No.
you do recognize this creature.
Yeah.
It is, you would know it is a Yethhound. You have faced it before.
Mhm.
When?
No, I was gonna say it has a thing about charm effects, but no, it's literally just straight up against being charmed. Period.
Yeah, but this is the frightened effect. So
Right. I was like,
it's not
damn,
the same thing.
I forgot
Okay.
how-
So next up is Lark with Rerek on deck and Brennan. No, wait, no, something's going before Brennan. So Lark, then Rerek. I will say, Lark, you are under the frightened effect, and this thing is close to you.
Okay, I can't move towards it. So
No, you actually, let me see. Oh, yep, you have to use all of your movement to get as far away from it as possible before you get to take any action.
I'll fly 30 feet into the air.
What a
All right.
surprise.
I've got an easy escape route from anything on the fucking ground.
Yep.
So that's annoying. Like, oh, I hate these things. But I'm gonna fucking glare at dead mommy first. And so I think when I'm frightened, if I can see the thing that frightened me, I have disadvantage on attack rolls. But
Yes.
YOLO. I'm gonna
I
Eldritch
will
Blast.
say the thing came up behind you. So if you are facing undead mommy, you do not see it.
Oh, sick. Then yeah, I'm gonna turn my back to that motherfucker and just go after the undead mom.
Fair
Eldritch
enough.
Blast. Oh. I need my dice box. I moved and I don't know where it went. Oh, there we go. Okay, so with my my lowest is a 19. My highest is a 29.
Oh yeah, that all hits.
Okay.
She is not hard to hit. Undead mommy is not hard to hit.
Okay. And
I'm now uncomfortable with the phrase undead mommy.
Mama.
Yep, and it got worse.
27 force damage.
Oh my god. That's all of them?
He is double
That's
dead.
that's 3 beams. And I only rolled 12 on my D10s, but then I add 15 for agonizing blast.
Right. Oh, and you also get the knockback where you knock her back 10 feet.
Oh yeah, can I shove her off the cliff?
You can.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep,
in-
and she can't do anything about it because it's not her turn. So she's screaming off of the cliff, and you hear a crack and some tumbling, and then it's all quiet on her end. Felicity has died a second time. She had 1 hit point and took a lot of falling damage from that shove.
Lovely.
He
I'm gonna-
dead.
I'm gonna quicken another. I'm gonna spend 2 of my sorcery points to quicken another Eldritch Blast and
Mhm.
go after the dad that's right
Yep.
on top of Arthur.
Undead Daddy.
And it got worse.
Woo! One's a
And then
nat
they got
20.
an undead puppy or human faced puppy, whatever it is.
No.
One was a nat 20, so that'll be
Ooh.
a flat 10 extra force damage on the hit.
Yup.
Ooh.
You're trying to beat a 15.
Okay, so my lowest on that roll was a 24 of the non-critical damage. So okay, that was that. So that was 11 plus 10 is 21 plus 15 is 36 plus the extra 10 is 46 force damage to the dad.
Good lord. Okay, yeah.
Jeez.
Lark do one
And-
thing very good.
Yes.
Blow
Now,
shit
is the shove per casting or is it per turn?
So we went over it when I took it, and you said I could do it per creature. So if I aimed at 3 different creatures with 3 different beams, I could shove each 5 feet, but I can't shove one creature more than 5 feet.
Right. Okay. Because it
So
never
I will
specified if
shove
it was
him.
per turn or per. I think it just
It's
said
not-
shoves.
It's shoves per cast, I think. But it can, if you hit 3 creatures with 3 different beams, it'll shove each of them. And is it 5 or is it 10?
Either way, she fell off the cliff. It was not a wide outcropping.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 10 feet anyway. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm gonna shove him
Yeah.
10 feet away from Arthur.
I will say you only shove him 5 feet because you shove him into the stone wall.
Okay.
So he kind of just slams into the stone wall, but you have moved him 5 feet away.
Excellent.
And those are all my tricks.
All right, I'm just looking at his legendary actions.
What?
Yep, I'm going to use this. Okay, so how high up are you in the air?
I'm 30 feet in the air.
All right, so you watch as Matthew looks up, his completely silent face still covered in this sort of scar tissue, and he takes his bread knife and throws it at you. Oh, don't think that'll hit. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Does a 17 hit you?
Not if I use my reaction to cast shield.
Fair enough.
I
And
haven't done that in ages, but I'm gonna do that.
Very true. So then Matthew vanishes. You don't know where he went. So after Lark is Rerek. You only see the weird people-faced puppy, and there only seems to be one of them.
Let's just kill it. I'm gonna throw. How far is he?
I would say he's probably 10 feet behind you all. Enough to get you all in the radius, but not be close enough for melee. So 10 feet away.
Sweet. I'm gonna do a 4th level magic missile.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, please don't do fireball.
Oh no,
That would be a waste.
You know what? I kind of want to turn it into a kitten again and take it all the way, kind of like what I did last time, but no. It's fine.
All right, give me that sweet, sweet damage.
How many do I need?
What level was it?
4, so it's a +3. It's 7.
Yes, it would be 7 bolts. So 7d4 plus 7.
7d4 plus
To
1.
just rip this thing to shreds.
So that's a 2, 3, plus 1 is a 4. Oh, wait, hold on. It's doing the thing for me.
Oh, it's rolling them all at once?
Yeah, it's adding the 1 on every damage already.
Oh.
So it's 2, 4, 3, 5, because that's already a plus 1. 4.
Yeah, 2 more.
That was a bad roll. And a 3.
Total of 23.
23, yep.
23.
All right.
I was watching your rolls on the thing.
Yeah, it's live on there.
Oh, yeah. I don't really look at that, so whatever. Yeah, you rip this thing to shreds. It has a lot of holes that have begun bleeding as it seems to have just taken and blown chunks out, but it is still standing. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, out of the snow, another one of these creatures, another one of the Yeth hounds leaps out. It's going to be close to Percy, and it's going to bite you or
Don't do
attempt
that.
to. It probably failed. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
No. All right. So this weird people-faced dog thing leaps out of the snow and is now standing next to you. It has attempted to bite you, but you backed away as its jaws snapped in the air right where it was. There's now 2 of these things, and you don't know where Matthew is. So now it is Brennan's turn. And after this, we'll go back up to the top with Arthur.
Okay, so I was kind of nervous to do this, but I honestly think Brennan would be pretty overwhelmed at like just watching his mom be killed like a second time. So I think he'd probably like, and we already did one of these, you know, like big old battles with him. So I think we're just gonna have him like ball down on the ground, like I can't, and he's gonna cast Arbor of Agathis.
All right.
Am I gonna call that good?
He casts. All right. So back up to the top with you, Arthur. You have no idea where Matthew is, and there are these 2 weird people-faced puppies. I will say the frightened effect has ended. It only lasts until the end of your... Wait. Does it say end? Oh. Frightened until the end of the hound's next turn. Okay. So you're still frightened.
That's okay. If I Zephyr Strike, could I get to the hound that's at Percy?
Oh, you do have to use your movement speed. You do have to use 30 feet to get as far away from the previous one as possible.
Would I not be moving away from it to get to Percy, or would I be moving closer to it?
You're kind of moving sideways.
Oh,
You're on the mountain path, so you have to move 30 feet away from it, and then you can. Well, you're also frightened, so you can't really move towards it.
yeah.
So you'd have to move 30 feet away. You'd have to get pretty far away from this thing.
Okay, where does that? Let's say I'm gonna Zephyr Strike anyway. Why not, right? Because we'll get be doubled. So we'll use the 30 feet to get away. Where does that put me?
30 feet up the path, closer to the top of the mountain.
Okay.
Because this thing came up behind you and screamed from behind you.
Okay.
So you are 30 feet ahead of everyone up the mountain.
So
You also now cannot move closer to the hound because you are afraid of it, at least until it takes its turn, which is not for a while.
and I can't target the other hound like that. I wouldn't see the first one.
It would be hard.
Okay.
But you do have ways to mitigate the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to figure out, but I already used my bonus action to Zephyr Strike. So that was
okay.
Probably kind of dumb. It's okay. It still gives me advantage on an attack roll. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to use it this turn.
Right.
All right.
I mean, your shots are pretty powerful. You could just take the risk at disadvantage.
Zephyr Strike. Okay, so it is just a weapon attack. Okay, for a second I thought it was a melee attack. Okay. So yeah, Zephyr Strike gives me advantage. Frighten gives me disadvantage. Cancel. So let's target the. You know what? Yeah, let's target the one that scared me. Because why not, right?
Okay.
Make a difference.
All right.
Either way.
It is also damaged.
And that's a 22.
22 definitely hits.
Okay, so that's that. We got that. We got that. They said it's not aberrant, so that's not a thing. Total of 22 piercing and fire.
22 piercing and fire? All right. Ooh, this thing looks real beat up. It looks like it is barely holding on, swaying as it sadly whines and pants. And is that the end of your turn?
Well, I've still got 30 feet of movement, so I will actually yeah, let me back up some more from it, I guess, like further down the path. Like, can I go towards Jasmine? Like, she went up ahead a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just use the rest of my movement up and call that me. Jasmine's not frightened of that thing, so but she'd be pretty far. She'd have to dash to get to it.
Yeah, she would.
Then I will have her do that and call it good.
All right, so she makes it 60 feet down the mountain. I'll say it's 10 feet away from this creature. She'll be able to make it to it on her next turn. All right.
She has a movement speed of 50.
Oh, yeah, so she makes it straight up to this thing. Okay, yeah. So then after Arthur, it is Ed, and then Percy.
Cool. So I think Ed is gonna kind of run up to Percy and next to the big people dog, and first he's gonna use his action to call lightning again on top of the dog in front of Percy.
All right.
So
and I'm assuming he's positioning it in such a way that the lightning bolt would not hit you.
It's just
believe
it is
the
a creature
lightning
in
bolt.
5 feet. So yeah, he can just put it right next. He can just put it on the other side of the dog, and it'll
Yeah,
not
I
hit
was
us.
about
So
to say
yeah.
you can hit 4 creatures with the same lightning bolt in Call Lightning.
Neat. So yeah, that's another DC. Was it 15? DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
It definitely failed that.
Cool. So it's gonna take.
This is the undamaged one.
That was 19 lightning damage.
Oof.
And then he's gonna bonus action Dripping Tail Swipe. So it needs to make a DC 16 dexterity save or be knocked prone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it failed. So it is knocked prone
Hell yeah.
as he sweeps its leg with the tail. It almost comically face plants directly into the ground, letting out a very strangely somewhere between human and dog-like whine as its face just connects with the ground. So then it is you, Percy.
Cool.
I was just imagining it going, ooh.
It goes fuck.
Oh. Oh no.
Really, these things can't talk.
Okay, just ooh.
So I think Percy's gonna be like, thanks, and he's gonna back up away from this thing. I know it'll probably still get opportunity attacks, but they're at
And it is
disadvantage
definitely
now
going to take it. Yep.
because it's prone.
Well, I don't need to roll. It rolled badly. I do not roll well for some reason. So it does that thing where it seems to turn its head off the ground and it almost like shimmies forward like a dog trying to roll down the stairs, opening its weird human mouth with its weird human teeth and just at you while you back up from it, but it's not fast enough to get you.
Cool. I guess, can I move my spiritual weapon to where I saw the guy disappear?
Yes, you can.
Can I just like make an attack there and hope he's just like invisible or something? Cool. It's not much else I could do with my bonus action.
All right.
And for my action, I'll just do a channel divinity path to the grave on the doggy that we're fighting.
Okay, not the one Rerek hit with a bunch of magic missiles.
No, yeah, the one Ed and I are fighting.
Okay. Okay, cool. So now it's Matthew's turn. He appears in front of you, Rerek, and he takes his serrated bread knife that he somehow still has and goes for a stab. And horribly misses, and he's going to go for another stab.
Can I like dodge?
Does a 12 hit you?
What?
Does a 12 hit you?
No.
Okay, so he misses twice.
I'm like,
Cool.
fuck
That's
off.
the end. That's the end of his turn. God, I am rolling so terribly tonight. That's the end of his turn. And then now it is the end, your frightened effects end. As now this creature is going to take its turn. The Yeth Hound is going to bound up to you, Rerek, and it's going to attempt to bite you with its weird human mouth.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
All right, so that's going to be 8 points. Wait, no. 12 points of piercing damage. And 20 points of psychic damage.
Jesus. So that's 32?
Yep, 32 points of damage as this thing bites you with its weird, freaky human mouth. And that's the end of its turn.
What a
And
asshole.
we go to Lark.
Talking about taking a bite out of crime.
Oh.
Okay.
The
Let's
guy that
see.
originally voiced that was arrested for like having grenade launchers and a weed farm.
Fun.
Just so that you know.
I think it's time to do old reliable, and so the one Yeth Hound the cleric boys are fighting is fucked up pretty badly, right? But it's also prone, so I'd have disadvantage on my attacks against it.
Yeah, it's also not as fucked up as the one that just bit Rerek, who he
Okay.
basically blew to smithereens, but it's still up.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast, and I'm gonna send two. We'll send two at the Yeth Hound and one at Dead Daddy in my first round. So the two at the Yeth Hound, that's another nat 20, and then a 20.
Oh, you kill it.
6.
You kill it. It had 6 hit points. If you got a natural 20, it automatically does 10. You kill this thing. Its corpse ragdolls down the mountain as you hurl it 10 feet. It ragdolls into the snow.
Okay, and Dead Daddy, that's a 28 to hit him.
Yep, that'll hit. And I'll
That's
say you
gonna.
can move your other beam over because your first beam killed it. You can
Oh,
use your
sick.
2 beams on Dead Dad.
Cool. Well, the other one is only a dirty 20 to hit. That'll hit,
Yep,
right?
that hits.
Okay. So 12 plus 10 is 22 force damage on Dead Dad.
Ooh. What did you say? 22?
22 force damage, and I'm going to move him 10 feet away from Rerek.
Yep. You send him straight into the stone wall as well. And he kind of slides down the mountain a little bit, very angry as he still grips his bloody bread knife.
Is he still up?
Yeah, he's still up, but he looks pretty bad.
I'm going to quicken.
Okay.
I'll go down to 18 sorcery points and just keep blasting the dad. Well, we'll send two. We'll send 2 at the dad, 1 at the dog.
All right. You'll have disadvantage on the one at the dog.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, that's a 29 and a 21 to hit.
Yep, both hit. You might be able to kill him this round.
And we'll get that one later. Well, 22 force damage.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
you
dad.
kill him. Interestingly, as you blast him, weirdly, his body seems to burst into flames as you fling him farther down the mountain, and his body doesn't land in the snow. A flaming portal seems to open, and he flies through it before it closes.
Oh, okay. And then 8. Well, disadvantage. Okay.
Yep, disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, still with disadvantage, I rolled a 6 and a 7, but plus my spell attack modifier is an 18 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Because I have a Bloodwell vial. It's fine.
Oh, and if this is on the one I was fighting, it does double damage.
Oh,
Oh.
sick. Okay, so that'll be 12 doubled to 24 force damage on it.
Oh, God, you blow a huge chunk out of this thing's hindquarters. It gives a horrible half-human, half-dog yelp.
I like
As
to
a piece
think
of its
that
flesh
my
just-
path to the grave just like makes the ghastly green hands, like when you impact it, the hands just kind of erupt out and like and just like pry the hole open. Like,
Oh, yeah. Combined with it is horrible, horrible imagery.
Is it dead or is it still up?
Oh, no, it's still up.
Okay, I was gonna say
It's
if
still
Lark gets
alive.
the killing shot, he's gonna try
Barely.
blowing up its head
It,
because that's an affront to him.
it is barely alive, but it is still alive.
Those are all my tricks.
And we are now with Rerek. What would you like to do? There is only one Yeth Hound still alive.
I'll just do like fuck. I'll just do like a 3rd level magic missile.
3rd level. This thing's
Yeah, I
barely
don't
clinging
think
to
I
life.
need a 4th level, do I?
No, but I will say this thing is barely clinging to life, so.
So 2nd level?
I love how you're just like overkill it.
Yeah, I want to make sure
I
it's
want to
dead.
make sure it's dead.
Okay, so this is 6. 6. So that's a 1. That's a 2.
Mm-hmm.
A 3. A 2. What the fuck? A 2.
It's dead. You blast it to smithereens. It's
Okay,
dead.
there you go. I didn't even have to get to the 6th or the 5th one. Okay.
Yeah, this thing is entirely dead. However, the snowstorm does not relent. The Yethhounds seem to slowly turn to smoke, blown away in the harsh wind. Felicity's body is nowhere to be seen, and you watched as Matthew's body got hurled through a portal to somewhere. You're fairly sure he's dead, but you never know. And you begin your ascent again.
Oh, I'm gonna fly down and just like I like the image of like Percy like struggling, trudging up this mountain, and Lark just like floats along next to him and turns his head and he's like, "Didn't you say I was going to miss?"
Yes, Lark, you're very good at shooting lots of things. We all know that. Okay, can we just do the mountain now?
Is that a I was wrong, Lark? Doth my ears deceive me?
I heard that. I don't know how you can hear anything over this.
What?
The wind is picking up very heavily. It is deafening wind.
Okay. All right. Do we even know where we're headed? I guess just still up.
Yep, just still up. Up and up and up. Several hours pass. At this point, with the exception of Brennan, I am going to need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw, as the cold is getting very unbearable. Brennan
Yeah.
is safe because obvious plot reasons. Everyone else, please make me the saving
Wow,
throw.
look at that con save.
Oh yeah, I gotta do Jasmine too.
Oh no.
Ooh.
God.
Oh, yeah, I'm a sorcerer. No shit, Sherlock.
Oh, Rerek.
Mine is a
Desert boy.
9.
Ooh.
I
Baby
rolled an
boy.
8, but it's like a +1.
I got a 26.
You're
Dang.
fine.
Jasmine.
Oh, can I use my portent? I forgot about that.
You can use your portent.
Yeah, 19 then.
Okay, you're fine.
Percy
Everyone else?
got a 17 and Ed got a 16.
All right.
Oh,
Arthur?
I guess. Oh, Arthur got a dirty 20. Jasmine got a 6.
So Jasmine gains a level of exhaustion as she begins shivering. So she has a level of exhaustion. Be aware of that.
Let me see here. Here we go. All right, cool.
You finally make it up to a part of the mountain where there's a bit more flat ground. It seems to be very close to the entrance of the cave, and inside you see light. A warm light coming out of the cave. You also see the body of a Yeti laying in the snow.
Oh.
It is covered in wounds. Wounds filled with necrotic energy. Its body rotted by necrotic magic. Seems this is the fate of the Yeti that replaced Father Freeze. However, the baby is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Well,
Right, so-
before we go any further,
Do
I swear to
Um,
God, if you talk about skinning the Yeti, I will scream.
Hey, fine.
oh no, Percy, Percy,
It's good fur.
darn you. I'm just being a little precautious. And now that you bring it up, skinning it would be a little fun. Let's not. I'm gonna. So Lark's just gonna. This is obviously like there's a dead yeti outside of a cave with lights in it. In the back of his head is like probably a trap or a hag's den. He's going to just do a little bit of prep work and cast. He's gonna cast Death Ward, but like we've been traveling with them for a little bit, and he's like been absorbing and keeping his eye on everybody else, and it's like Ed keeps doing all these things to help Percy, and in the back of Lark's mind, he's like, is this fucker doing something with Percy now? Is there something here? Is there some... How do I make myself more of a fly in the proverbial ointment? Or at least just poke fun and make everybody super uncomfortable. So
You're quite efficient.
he doesn't say any of this out loud, but he's just like, sharing is caring, am I right? And he's just gonna fly down, and as he flies down, he's gonna cast his once freely day enlarge reduce to make himself normal size for a change. So suddenly
Okay.
Lark is a flying, like, human-sized himbo instead of like a 2-foot tall himbo, and he's gonna twin a death ward on himself and Percy, which canonically in the past he's always done it with a cheek peck, but this time he's going full on lip action. Just like that Nerid in the Sticks. He's just like, fairies cast magic through kisses. But right before he does, he's gonna wink at Ed.
What are you doing?
Ed just kind of raises an eyebrow and just rolls his eyes.
Well, now that the theatrics are concluded, let's perhaps quiet our footsteps a bit. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, let me see. How many sorcery points does that even take?
Twinning Death Ward, isn't it like one more than the spell's level?
It's a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. So
okay, so not one more. It's just
yeah.
So it would be
it'll be
four
sorcery points to do it. So I'm down to 14 sorcery points.
Oh no! Whatever will you do?
I'm not gonna be able to twin as much as I was.
Very true.
Or quickening.
Mm-hmm.
Percy looks a little flustered, and he's gonna 1 second. I'm either gonna cast protection from good and evil or protection from energy, and I have not decided which one yet. Am I able to cast protection when you're on more than one person? No, you can't upcast it. Okay. Well, why not? I'll just cast protection from energy for cold damage on myself.
All right. How long does that last? And is it concentration?
It's concentration and lasts an hour.
All right. Good to know. All right. So is everyone prepped?
I think so.
I'm assuming Brennan's Armor of Agathis is still up? Or would it have gone?
I think it would have gone down. Armor of Agathis is...
Oh, it's only 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually also going to cast False Life on myself.
Of course.
At 5th level. To get
All
a bunch
right.
of temp HP.
All righty do.
Wait, where are we? What's the...
I mean, you all are outside the entrance of the cave. That's where y'all are. So if you have any prep, now would be the time. Also, you do now have benefit from Pass Without a Trace.
Sorry. Can I cast protection from evil and good?
Yes, you can.
Let's do that shit. Hello? Okay.
All right, so I'll have to keep that in mind. All right. So what's the plan?
Let's go in there.
Yeah, I guess this looks as good a bet as any.
I have a jar of teeth.
Uh,
Just pulling out a jar of teeth. Note that Lark is still human-sized at this point. Because I think enlarged lasts a little while.
It does last a little while. I want to say, oh wait, doesn't it? It might only last a minute.
Oh yeah, it'll probably fade. Honestly, it was just like to force like a normal-sized kiss on Percy anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, it's 1 minute. So
Yep. Just as I
I'm
thought,
not
1
gonna-
minute.
yeah, I'm not gonna keep concentrating on that past like the smirk. So
Yeah. All right. So you all begin to head into the cave. The cave, of course, as you reach the entrance, does have bas-reliefs carved into it depicting Yakfolk in various religious traditions. Once again, the symbols of the shell, the crystal, the candle, and the fan and feather appear. It appears there are many Yakfolk all trudging forward. There are also shrines and what appear to be tattered ribbons that have been tied to sticks that have been planted into the ground, but some of them have been snapped off. The shrines don't have any items in them. The doors have been bent and rent off of these shrines, the items emptied out, presumably in some sort of sacrilegious act. The bas-reliefs have claw marks all over them as if the hags have been trying to deface these murals in some way. And as you get into the cave and the howling of the wind begins to die down, you hear a strange mechanical, rhythmic, various parts of a machine clacking, whistling, pumping, creaking together. It is loud. It is like a factory. And as you keep going, you reach a large room where there are tons of bones lying around. But on either side of the door, the entrance to the tunnel that leads to this strange sort of chugging mechanical sound, are two gigantic skeletons. They seem to be possibly frost giants in life, dressed in tattered furs, but they are nothing but bones at the moment. One of them has an axe. The other has two smaller axes that it's holding. I need everybody to make a stealth check.
Thank you. I was just going to ask anyway.
we have pass without trace. So we
Yep,
add.
so you all get to add plus 10.
Ooh, yay. Ooh, I'm gonna need it.
I rolled and still
I
got
rolled-
did you say plus 10?
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh,
You get an extra plus 10.
Yeah.
on top of what we rolled.
Yep. So whatever you roll.
18.
I was gonna with my plus 10, I get a 17. Thanks, Arthur.
Ooh.
Percy gets a 21 and Ed gets a 19.
All right.
Oh, and Brennan.
Yep.
We are very not stealthy without the aid of magic.
Well, I didn't even add his modifier yet. He rolled a 16, so that's good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
so that's like
I
26
feel like
plus
Lark
whatever his
should
modifier
be
is.
stealthy, being small and floaty.
Jazz has where's her stealth? Jazz has plus 12. Well, so it's a 22 before I even roll. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's 32.
she rolled a 42.
Oh
And-
my God.
Nat 20.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And what did you get?
I got a total of 27
Okay.
with a roll of 2.
All right. You managed to sneak past these things. They don't seem to be entirely aware of your presence. As you walk by, one of them does actually shift. Its neck cracks as its skull turns. The other one tightens its grip on one of its axes for a moment before releasing. But you all manage to sneak past these things. They aren't very attentive. You head down the tunnel for a short distance where you hear the deafening chugging of this machine. You get into a room where it looks like the stone has been blown apart to fit this strange machine. It is a 40-foot diameter machine, 20 feet tall, made of these sorts of almost golden gears and pipes and other such things. It is not of this world. It is almost Art Deco in its design. And you recognize a few things marching around inside of it. Modrons.
Oh.
Strange little creatures that are marching around. You saw them in the garden before they killed Malice and left. But these ones are strange. They're beeping in a very strange tone that you've never heard them beep before. Their lights seem to be blue instead of green, and there's black smoke coming out from in between their metal contraptions. It seems they are corrupted in some way. And they march around inside of this. It almost looks like an orrery as you look at it. Spheres that seem to spin around a central, almost engine. Above it, you see a sort of familiar sight. It reminds you of the shrine to Mammon back in Broken Heart.
Mm-hmm.
The dark clouds with blue lightning this time through, and behind them, you see wisps of some sort of dark energy flowing up into them. There are also, in a circle around this machine, various trinkets and fetishes made from bone and wood and sticks and feathers, clearly of hag design. Seems they're using this for something. And that is where we're going to end today's session. So join us next week when they figure out what exactly is going on with this strange machine. And I will see the rest of you in 5 minutes.